Tons of stuff going on in Sixer world right now as we are currently awaiting the Quentin Grimes news. It's been days. Will he sign? What will the contract look like? We'll get into all of that. Also, a couple VJ Edgecombe workout clips that are sending Sixer fans into excitement. Can he be the guy from day one that we expect him to be? And last but not least, I've said it a million times, but the Sixers need a starting power forward. We will talk about some of the most realistic remaining options, and I'll give you one big swing that they could take, which would fix everything. We'll talk about all of it, but welcome in to Philly Take with RB, and we started off with our boy Quentin Grimes. Shout out to Jason Timperley, who breaks it down perfectly here. The numbers, the max a team can currently offer Grimes in an offer sheet is the non-tax mid-level. Why? Because no teams have cap space. The Brooklyn Nets had a ton of it, in excess of cap space, but what did they do? They inherited around $20 million in a Michael Porter Jr. trade, so that number decreased significantly. They kept all their first-round picks. So I don't know what the Quentin Grimes camp is waiting for, and maybe as I'm recording this or by the time I get it out, the news will come out, it'll drop, we'll do a video on that, and this will mean absolutely nothing. So I'm sorry if that is the case. But I've been scared to leave my house for 3 days waiting for the Grimes news, and I don't know what his camp is looking for. It came out about Yabu, right? And the Sixers prioritized Grimes. They didn't even really offer Yabu anything, which I do think is kind of a mistake, but they want Grimes. They want him back. I predicted the number would be around $18 million per year. Grimes and his camp wanted reportedly $25 million, which is crazy for a role player. But right now, another team can only offer him 14.1, which is the non-tax mid-level. So maybe the Sixers are trying to lowball him, and the Grimes camp is mad, and they'll maybe try to hit free agency next year, take a one-year deal. I don't know, but this is getting very interesting. Speaking of the roster and what the Sixers have done, we know they accepted a couple options. A couple player options were accepted, right? Kelly Oubre, Andre Drummond. Eric Gordon was re-signed, and a lot of people were mad about it, but I told you all along he was going to be back no matter what. He took a lower amount. It was prorated in terms of NBA rules, and he counts a little bit less against the cap, 1.1 million less. So he kind of helped the Sixers out. But in the same wavelength, Eric Gordon and Kyle Lowry are going to be back, and they're probably going to get minutes on this team, and I hate it. But the Sixers now have 13 players on their standard NBA roster. So it's filling up, but there is one problem, the power forward position. We'll talk about that, and we'll get back to it in a few. But we have a video from practice. They're doing summer league practices. They're getting ready to take on their first matchup. I think it's in Utah. And guess who it's against? The Utah Jazz, Ace Bailey versus VJ Edgecombe on Saturday night. It's going to be a movie. But here's Justin Edwards, VJ, and Jalen Hood-Schifino partaking in a post-practice three-point shooting drill. Let's take a look at this. Jumper looks nice. Jumper looks smooth. Anybody else really excited about Justin Edwards? I mean, getting this guy's an undrafted gem last year, the way he played, probably was expected to be like a high first-round pick before he went to college. Just had a bad season, didn't really fit in well at Kentucky. I think Edwards is going to continue to make strides. I'm really excited about him. VJ's jumper looks nice, and he's always working out with his shirt off. He reminds me a lot of Jimmy Butler. But speaking of Jimmy Butler, and speaking of the comparison, VJ Edgecombe says he is, quote, being more of a point guard. That's his priority during Summer League. I don't know if we need any more guards. Once upon a time, the Sixers had no guards. Now they have too many. But shout out to VJ wanting to sharpen his skills and continue to evolve in that guard role. And the more I look and the more I listen, the more I see, I'm really excited about VJ Edgecombe. Here was a video that was put out. I reposted it from Harrison Grimm on Twitter, but they got it from Instagram. Here's VJ in a pre-draft workout, and he's working out with Klay Thompson.
When I was 19.
VJ's been grinding, man. And maybe it's just the Sixer fan normality to get hype about workout videos. Dribble drive, nice. He's got a really smooth game. Like I said, I don't know what his ceiling can be. I do like his downhill gravity when driving to the basket. Like I said, reminds me a lot of Jimmy Butler, but at the end of the day, I just think he's going to be a Swiss Army knife and just be able to contribute however he can. And I'm excited. I think he's got a great mentality, and, you know, we'll see. Maybe we shouldn't get too hype about workout videos, but that's what we do in the middle of the summer, man, when nothing else is really going on at this point. Here's another video from the Sixers practice. And the way that these videos are edited just make things look awesome, man. I'm excited. There's Jalen Hood-Schifino, VJ Edgecombe. Sixers putting in that work in Summer League practice. There's our boy Justin Edwards. There's Adem Bona, John A. Broome. I can't wait for Summer League. Unfortunately, McCain's not playing, but we'll see if the Sixers Summer League roster can win the Summer League chip. All right. We need to talk, though, about the hole in this roster. It's very clear. It's very obvious. And that hole is the power forward. And speaking of the power forward, the Sixers just picked up. His name is Trendon Watford. Just a minute ago, he actually talked to the media. He said he got a call from Nick Nurse and said that playing with childhood friend Tyrese Maxey played a major part in coming to Philadelphia. I'm excited about Trendon Watford to see what he can bring to the floor, but he's not a starting power forward. Every year in July, August, I'm like, the Sixers need a starting power forward. They never prioritize the position. So the question is, what do they do now? Yabusele went to the Knicks, and the Sixers have a clear hole in the roster. So I'm going to give a couple options, and I want to hear from you. Let me know down in the comments, who do you think the Sixers should play or go get for the power forward position? But before I give my thoughts on that, got to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is Mando. Look, it is hot right now. It's muggy out. You don't want to be that guy that shows up with your boys or with your girlfriend on a date and you're hot and you're sweaty. That's why you got to check out the Mando. Listen, man, whole body deodorant controls both sweat and odor for 72 hours. They did clinical studies. After 12 hours, underarm sweat was reduced by 92%. If you're someone like me who constantly sweats all day, this is the product for you. And they sent me the new boy, the deodorant plus sweat control solid stick. Gives you double the protection. No worrying about those sweat stains or those embarrassing pit rings. All day freshness and dryness. This is the bourbon leather. Very unique smell. Very calm, smoothing scent. I like the Mount Fuji. All of them are great. Check out Mando. By far the best deodorant I've ever used. It's comfortable. It lasts long and doesn't irritate my skin, which is key. They also have the whole body deodorant spray. Maybe you're more of a deodorant spray person. Check it out. I would recommend the Mando starter pack. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. And right now, a special offer for all the listeners. New customers can get 20% off site-wide with free shipping as well by using the code PhillyTake5. So 20% off site-wide, free shipping. Use the code PhillyTake5 at shopmando.com. Support them and let them know that RB sent you. All right, man. The Sixers can't stink it up anymore with the power forward position. So they need to figure something out. The question is, who is it going to be? Well, if we look at the power forward free agents right now, right? There's nothing really special on this list. Marvin Bagley, Chris Boucher, Trey Lyles, Jonathan Kuminga is probably going to be in a sign and trade. They said the Kevin Durant trade is going to be extended to like 7 teams. Maybe the Sixers can get involved, right? Go get, I don't know, Tari Eason or somebody like that. But anyway, not a lot of great options. So before I give you the most realistic signings here for the final roster spot, here's what I want the Sixers to do. PJ Washington is going into the last year of his deal, $14.1 million, and he is with the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the Mavericks are going to be very good. Maybe not immediately, right? Kyrie coming back from injury. They signed D'Lo. But do the Mavs really want to extend PJ Washington? That is the main question. And if the answer is no, the Sixers need to jump all over it, right? If the Mavs are going to end up letting him go anyway, why not trade him, get some assets back? The money with Oubre, Drummond, and even, you know, a couple picks or whatever, like that would work perfectly. Maybe the Mavs are not enticed, but they did business with the Sixers at the deadline. So the Sixers, in my opinion, should include picks with Oubre and Drummond and find a way to get PJ Washington. Not only a spot-up three-point shooter, but a versatile defender would immediately help this team. And he's a plus rebounder as well. This past season, 14.7 points a game, 7.8 boards, 2.3 assists, former first-round pick. And I really like what he brings to the floor. I think he'd be a perfect complementary for next to Joel Embiid. So if I'm the Sixers, the dream target, the dream swing is to go get PJ Washington. It makes so much sense for this team. Now, the couple options that I think will end up happening or will be in consideration, we'll start off with two Raptors, right, who obviously have familiarity with Nick Nurse. Chris Boucher, 10 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, more of a lanky big who can knock down shots at a higher clip. This past year, he shot 36% from three. I think Chris Boucher could be a potential option. Could also play some backup five if needed. Then you have Precious Achiuwa, who was actually selected the pick before Tyrese Maxey. He was with the Knicks, played a little bit in the playoffs, not too much, but he has played with Nick Nurse as well, and who knows what that relationship is like, but Nurse knows his tendencies. Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse tend to, really side with the guys that they have been around before. So maybe Precious Achiuwa could be the guy, not really much of a shooter, not really that much of an effective rebounder. He can hold his own, but a plus defender, I would say, and a guy who's just looking to remain in the NBA and could easily be had for a minimum contract. So Precious Achiuwa is another guy that I think the Sixers could take a swing on. And one more that we've heard a lot is Trey Lyles. Trey Lyles, former first-round pick. Feels like he's had a lot of ups and downs in his career. Not really that much of a scorer, but he can spot up and hit threes as needed. He has shot almost 35% for his career. Past couple years before this last year, 36 and 38%. Started to revive himself with Sacramento, but Sacramento went downhill this year. He only played about 20 minutes per game. Really what the Sixers need is a solid rebounder, a solid multi-positional defender, a guy with versatility. Not only do the Sixers have a lack of length and size right now, but they have a center who we have no update on. We don't know if he's going to be able to jump or not. And a lot of people have said to me, RB, well, Paul George is older at this point in his career. He could just play the four. No, he can't. That is a disaster of an idea. Last year, we didn't know who the power forward was going to be until August. Then they signed Yabusele. It was great. Then the rest of the team came crashing and burning down. So the Sixers need to prioritize the power forward position for once. They need a complementary piece. So let me know what you think. How do you feel about this roster right now? Give me all your thoughts down below. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.